Having said that, I have three basic steps or three tips that we can work toward that can change this. Again, this is not something that's going to happen overnight, but we must not forget that this is our money that is going to self-serving individuals. So what we need to do is take our money out, or better yet, coerce the high level uh, salaried individuals to take pay cuts and restore jobs, or we will remove large portions of money and they will be out of a job, period. So step one is simply boycott banks. Um, we can't continue to allow these people to use our own money against us. The best way to fight these bastards is spread the word, one, about this fund, and also educate yourself on money itself, how it's generated, who controls it. Right now, we are simply distributing and accepting pledges, but our goal for 2011 to 2012 is to actually get 1,000 churches. So that way, we start off with something steady, $10,000 a week to go toward the safety net. In the near future, we are planning to develop a think tank, and one of the first duties is to develop a monetary institution that will protect and expand our money, so that we have somewhere trustworthy to place our money. The sooner we create this network, the sooner we can create the avenues of escape. The next thing that we should do is innovate our own monetary institution. And we become too attached to the way that things are. We need to focus on some real resolutions to real problems. Greed has become too unacceptable, but we have come to terms with the fact that it's simply not sustainable. All right. If these companies are doing so poorly and laying off thousands of people, then CEOs should not be making the kind of money that they do and receiving the kind of bonuses that they do. I believe that the ratio of CEO salary to worker salary is something ridiculous, like 30 or to 30 to 1 or 50 to 1 or something like that. But what they are actually taking from your work is totally disproportionate into the work that you have to put in. All right. Good news about this is that we can rearrange these pay scales so that workers are well compensated and not at the expense of the customers. So every time they make a bad decision, it's not forced on you with new fees, and things like that. The next thing I think we need to do is innovate responsible alternatives. All right. So what happened during the mortgage crisis was calculated. All right. It was greedy, it was avoidable, and it was done by people who, in my opinion, ideal it was to squeeze as much money as out of people as they could, to use this as a means to confiscate large amounts of property so it comes under their ownership. And it was very malicious. So what this does say is that we can operate a successful business without being predators. Okay, I think the issue is that our educated class has been so miseducated that they don't put up a fight, and they just simply intellectually submit to policies and procedures that can ultimately circulate large amounts of money into the hands of those who put the world in debt. So I mean, honestly, if they can put all of this money into a few people's hands, then there's a way that we can redistribute it so that a lot of people benefit, and cost of living is more balanced, basically. So basically, what I'm saying is that we need counter education that basically incorporates what is useful from the Western system. However, we smooth the edges and get rid of all the slave practices that continue to put us into debt. Alright, so basically those are the three things I think we should do. One, boycott the banks in the long run. Two, innovate our own monetary institution. And three, come up with responsible alternatives and responsible business practices. If you want to, I would suggest if you have enough time to look at a video that I did entitled "What Would Martin Luther King Do?" It sort of talks about, in the later portion, it talks about money, our spending habits, and how we can really, basically what Martin Luther King would say if he saw these type of practices going on, and also how we can, again, slowly wean ourselves away. Because I know you got some brothers that are street revolutionaries, they're ready to cut it quick, and I'm definitely down for that as well. But I also know the larger reality is that the majority of us have never given thought to any autonomous move to empower ourselves. So for the larger masses, I want to sort of create an avenue that they can that's palatable so that they can pragmatically kind of walk away from this and we can begin to get in the right direction. So again, please check out my website www.simplechange.usa and spread the word around. We have a long road to freedom, but the good news is that we're getting closer every day. So again, thanks for your time, and I'll see you next week with some more updates.